Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're plunging into a world that seems really compelling based on your sources. Ana Huang's Twisted Love.
That's right.
It's the first book in her super popular Twisted series, so get ready for some, forbidden attraction, dark pasts, and really intense emotional stuff.
Absolutely. And like you said, this isn't your average lighthearted romance. It's contemporary romance, sure, specifically the brother's best friend trope, but it's got these really strong, undeniable, dark romance elements woven in.
Okay.
So our mission today really is to unpack this story, get to know these complex characters, and dig into the themes that make it hit home for so many readers. We want to understand why this love gets so twisted.
All right, let's do it. The publisher's hook for Twisted Love is fantastic, isn't it? He's her brother's best friend, she's forbidden, he's broken, she's sunshine. But when secrets unravel and masks fall, will their love survive the truth? I mean, that really sets the stage. It promises a lot.
It does, and it
Yeah.
definitely delivers on that promise.
Okay, so to really get how this whole thing plays out, we need to meet the main players first. On one side was got Ava Chen. She sounds like, well, a total contrast to all the darkness around her.
Oh, absolutely. Ava is presented as this really sweet, optimistic photographer, a real sunshine personality, but she's carrying her own stuff, A pretty traumatic past event, a near drowning incident.
Right.
And that left her with memory gaps, some deep-seated fears. But despite all that, she keeps this optimism. She's loyal, sensitive, dreams about love, family, freedom. She really is the light in this whole dynamic.
And then there's Alex Volkov.
Yeah.
He sounds like the complete opposite, a real force.
He really is. Alex is ruthless, cold, a brilliant tech entrepreneur, but his emotional scars, they run incredibly deep. It all stems from this childhood tragedy.
It's the family accident.
Exactly. His family was killed, and he's convinced it wasn't just an accident. So ever since, he's been consumed by this quest for revenge. It's turned him into this calculating, incredibly controlled, kind of emotionally walled-off guy.
Wow. So different.
Yeah, and what's fascinating is seeing how these two, who cope in such wildly different ways, get thrown together.
So how do they get thrown together, given how different they seem? What's the catalyst?
It actually starts pretty simply, almost mundanely. Ava's brother, Josh Chen, he's overprotective, studying medicine. He has to leave the country for a bit.
Good.
So he asks his best friend Alex to look after Ava while he's gone. Just, keep an eye on her. Seems innocent enough, right?
Yeah, on the surface.
But that simple favor, that's what kicks everything off. It sets the stage for this slow burn, totally forbidden romance. It's like lighting a fuse.
You could just feel the tension building from that setup alone, can't you? That brother's best friend trope, it always promises that kind of delicious forbidden feeling.
Totally.
So what happens as Alex and Ava actually start spending time together? Does that dynamic shift?
Well, the chemistry, it's pretty undeniable almost right away. Alex, who lives in this dark, controlled world, finds himself just drawn to Ava's warmth, her light. It's almost against his will, He starts watching over her, thinking about her constantly. And Ava, despite Alex being so cold and mysterious, and despite her brother's warnings, she finds herself really intrigued.
But frustrated too, I bet.
Oh, yeah, frustrated too. It's that classic push-pull. They're drawn together like gravity, but all these barriers, internal and external, are trying to keep them apart.
And this is where it gets really juicy, right?
Yeah.
They don't just fall for each other passively. They actually challenge each other.
Yeah.
Emotionally, intellectually.
Exactly.
And even though Josh explicitly told Alex, stay away, and Alex himself swore he would, they fall into this really passionate, really complicated relationship.
Right. But here's the kicker, the darker layer beneath it all. Alex isn't just hiding stuff about his own past, his revenge mission. He's also hiding secrets about Ava's past.
Wait, about her trauma?
Yeah. He knows things about that near-drowning incident, things she doesn't remember herself. And he keeps it from her. This hidden knowledge, this deliberate withholding. It's that ticking time bomb you mentioned earlier. It just hangs over everything. It makes you wonder, how much can you really know someone if they're actively hiding parts of your own story from you, even if they think they have good reasons?
A love story built on secrets, manipulation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a recipe for emotional fireworks.
Yeah.
So how does it start to unravel? What sparks the explosion?
Well, as Ava spends more time around Alex, some of those fragmented memories from her childhood start coming back. Little pieces. She starts putting clues together. And then this horrifying realization hits her. Her trauma, that accident, it wasn't random. It's somehow connected shockingly connected to the exact same dangerous people Alex is hunting for his revenge.
No way.
Yeah, it's massive for her. Suddenly her past isn't just her past. It's tangled up in his dangerous present in a way she never, ever imagined.
And Alex, in his quest for revenge and thinking he's protecting her, he goes too far, crosses a line.
He absolutely does. He gets blinded, by his own pain, his focus on vengeance, and this twisted idea of protecting Ava whatever the cost. He uses his tech skills, his hacking, his PI skills to manipulate things around her.
Like what?
Like controlling situations, influencing her choices, basically managing her life, all thinking he's keeping her safe. But what he's really doing is taking away her agency, her autonomy.
Yeah, it's heavy.
It really is. It's that classic dangerous slide from protection into control, even if it comes from a place of, well, warped love.
So what happens when Ava finds out the full extent of it, especially about her own past being hidden from her?
Oh, the fallout is immense. When she finally uncovers the whole truth, the feeling of betrayal is just complete, profound.
I can only imagine.
It's heartbreaking for her. Not just the secrets themselves, but the fact that the person she trusted, the person she was falling for, was actively manipulating her reality. It forces her to make this incredibly hard choice.
She leaves him.
She walks away.
Yeah.
Not just from Alex, but from the whole idea that love should hurt this much. It's a huge moment for her. Choosing herself, finding her independence, even though it's agonizing. Real growth.
That kind of betrayal feels almost impossible to come back from. But the summary hints there's a path to redemption. How does a guy like Alex, so controlled, so vengeful, even start to turn that around?
Yeah, and that's where the real emotional core kicks in for Alex. Losing Ava just shatters him completely. He realizes that losing her is a much, much bigger price to pay than any revenge he could ever get. And deeper than that, he finally gets at his whole revenge quest. It's not actually going to heal him. Not really. Only love, honesty, and forgiveness, or forgiving others, but maybe more importantly, forgiving yourself can do that. It's a massive, painful shift in perspective for him.
So does he really change? I mean, for someone that focused on control and revenge, does the shift feel earned? Or is it just, like, convenient for the plot?
That's a great point, and the book handles it by showing the process. It's not instant. It's earned through the agony of losing her, seeing the absolute emptiness of his revenge if she's not there.
Okay.
So in the climax, it's dramatic, it's heartfelt. He finally actively gives up that lifelong vendetta. He fights visibly for her trust. It shows this fundamental shift, moving away from control towards actual vulnerability, humility even.
Wow, okay.
It shows that sometimes real strength is about letting go of that need to control everything.
So what does the ending look like? After all that turbulence, do they find their way back?
They do, eventually. Ava goes through her own healing, and she starts to see that Alex genuinely has changed. His actions start matching his words. He consistently puts her first, shows he's let go of that obsessive control.
Right.
So they reconcile. And their love, having gone through the fire of betrayal and faced these brutal truths, actually comes out stronger. The book ends hopefully. Ava reclaims her past and her future, and Alex learns how to love without fear, without needing to dominate. It's hard won, definitely, but it feels earned.
Okay, so stepping back from the plot itself,
Yeah.
what are the big takeaways? The core themes we should really explore from Twisted Love?
Yeah, there are some really rich themes here. One of the biggest, I think, is trauma versus healing. Both Ava and Alex carry these huge childhood traumas. But what's interesting is how they heal. It's not just about getting over the past event. It's about confronting the messed up ways they learn to cope. Like Alex's revenge quest, it's pure unprocessed grief and rage.
Right, it's a coping mechanism.
Exactly. And his protection of Ava. It mirrors his own control issues. It's only when he lets go of that and when Ava confronts her own memory gaps and fears that they can really start healing individually and together. Vulnerability becomes key.
And Alex's intense feelings. And that brings us to another theme, which feels pretty crucial and kind of dangerous. Love versus obsession.
Oh, definitely. Alex's feelings for Ava, especially early on, they walk a really fine line, sometimes tipping right into obsession. The story constantly tests that boundary. Where does protection end and suffocating control begin? You see him cross it, watching her, manipulating things, and it forces you, the reader, to think about the ethics of it. When does deep connection become unhealthy possessiveness?
We also have that really classic dynamic, almost archetypal, light versus dark, personified by Ava and Alex.
Yeah, the whole sunshine and storm thing. But it's more than just contrast for drama's sake. It's the engine of their growth. Ava's light forces Alex to face his own darkness, his vulnerability.
And his darkness challenges her.
Exactly. His intensity, his experiences, they push her past her initial naivete. She has to confront shadows, both his and her own. It's this intense dynamic where they fundamentally change each other.
And underpinning almost all their conflict is, of course, secrets and betrayal.
Absolutely central. The hidden agendas, the lies, the painful truths, they're not just plot twists. They drive the characters' journeys. They force Ava and Alex to confront who they really are, what they're willing to sacrifice, what they need to rebuild. The betrayals are brutal, but they're also the only way they get to real authenticity.
And finally, there's that theme of personal growth, right? Independence and growth.
Hugely important. Ava learns that incredibly tough lesson. Choose yourself first when you're betrayed. Real love shouldn't cost you your autonomy.
Yeah.
And Alex, he learns about vulnerability, about admitting fault, about letting go of that iron grip of control he always relied on. It really shows how relationships, even really tumultuous ones, can push you to grow, to become more whole.
Okay, so for listeners thinking, should I pick this up? What's Ana Huang's writing style like in this book? What can they expect?
It's very engaging, very immersive. A big part of that is the dual POV. You're inside both Alex's and Ava's heads.
Oh, that's crucial for characters like these.
Totally. It lets you understand their complex motives, their internal struggles, why they do what they do, even when it seems contradictory from the outside. The pace is fast, it's very emotional, and the tension just keeps building. It keeps you hooked.
And the romance itself, how's that handled?
It's definitely steamy, but also deeply emotional. And importantly, it has darker edges than your typical rom-com.
What do you mean by darker edges?
Well, it tackles more intense themes, psychological manipulation, deep trauma, morally gray characters. It's not just witty banter, though there is witty banter, which is great.
Okay.
You also get these emotional flashbacks that really flesh out their backstories, and there are even some thriller-like reveals mixed in. Keeps you guessing. It's a good mix of heat and plot.
So, bottom line, if you're out there listening, wondering if Twisted Love is your kind of read, who is it perfect for?
Okay, you'll probably really enjoy it if you like that brother's best friend trope, especially with added complexity if you're drawn to damaged or morally gray heroes.
The fixer-upper type.
Kinda, yeah. Or just complex. If you like the sunshine meets grump dynamic, and if you find stories about emotional healing really compelling, if you want light spice, meaning, yes, there are explicit scenes, but they serve the story combined with a really deep heart, then yeah, this is probably for you. It definitely leaves an impression. That 4.3 out of 5 stars rating makes sense. It hits a chord despite the darker stuff.
So we've taken a pretty deep dive into Twisted Love by Ana Huang. It sounds like a really sizzling romance, but one with serious emotional weight, lots of tension, and these two incredibly flawed but ultimately compelling characters navigating a really tough journey.
Exactly. It's not just about falling in love. It's about surviving love, maybe. Learning from pain, choosing yourself, finding redemption. And it really does leave you with a pretty big question.
Right. And that question for you to think about is, would you trust someone who keeps huge secrets, supposedly to protect you, even knowing it could shatter your heart? We hope this deep dive gave you some interesting things to chew on. Until next time, keep learning and keep exploring.